today we are going to talk about the Venezia Shawl by Joji Locatelli, and I'm going to show you a striped version of my hand knit and felted beret that I have added to the course on my website. And I also want to show you a new hat that I designed that I'm really excited about. I'm Anna. I am the hat maker behind the Hat Junkie in beautiful Lunenburg, Nova Scotia. And you can find me on my website at hatjunkie.com, or you can find me on Facebook or Instagram at the Hat Junkie. I just finished knitting the Venezia Shawl by Joji Locatelli, and I am so impressed with this pattern. I have to tell you a little bit about it. So first of all, it is something that was on my needles and then I put aside for quite a long time, like maybe almost a year, and then picked it up and just finished it. So I'm very proud of myself for tackling that whip. It is a skein, it's a one skein wonder. So what that means is that it's, if you've got a beautiful skein of yarn, this is fingering weight yarn, and you just don't know what to do with it, it is such a wonderful project to just use up one skein of yarn. And this is the yarn. It is 100% silk, and I don't remember the name. I don't have the ball band. I bought it at a knitting store, a local knitting store, Have a Yarn, and they sadly are no longer in business, but it was made in Italy, and I just absolutely love all the colors in there. So yeah, I picked that up and then had no idea what to do with it. And I'll tell you why I didn't finish it so quickly. The pattern itself is perfect, no complaints. I discovered I do not really like knitting with 100% silk. I am a wool gal, and wool has elasticity to it, so when it's running through your fingers, there's just like a little bit of give as you're working, elasticity. So silk does not have that, and it feels like you're knitting with string. So I am a tactile person, and that just made it a little harder to keep going. So yeah, I put it aside for a while, but I'm so glad I finished it, and I may do it again one day and do it in a wool or a wool blend, because I think it would be beautiful in a woolly version. So let me tell you about the construction. It's a tip-to-tip shawl. So you start at one end and you go all the way to the other. And so you start with 3 stitches, and then you're just increasing in garter stitch until you have enough stitches where you begin the lace pattern. And it's such a beautiful lace pattern. I've never seen it before. I don't know if Joji designed this lace pattern by herself. If she did, I'm so beyond impressed, but I'm beyond impressed anyways. So yeah, you start with the lace pattern, and then you keep increasing on the sides, and until there are enough stitches where you can actually do the lace pattern twice, and then she veers off like a Y, and then there's this beautiful simple pattern in between, and then the lace panels continue on the side, and you're increasing, and then as you get to the middle, that's the point where she tells you the amount of times to repeat, but she also says you can just weigh your skein of yarn, and as you get to the halfway mark, then you can begin going in the other direction, which is also genius. So I just love things that I don't know, I think it appeals to my frugal heart where you just use up something that is in your stash. And I don't know, I'm so impressed with this construction. I've done tip-to-tip shawls, but this is the first time where it just has this beautiful like border that goes all the way around, and then the way that she split off, it like begins with one and then split off in two, and I'm so inspired by it. I feel like I'm gonna play with that construction, and I don't know whether this is a construction that appears in other patterns. I'm always when I started knitting, which wasn't super long ago, like 5 years I guess, I thought that all knitting designers were like rocket scientists, because I couldn't figure out how they figured out the shaping of all these projects until I learned that these are formulas that have developed over years, and some of the designers really are like rocket scientists, and of course somebody had to invent them in the first place, but so they were so intelligent. But like, you know, for me, I'm literally like, I did design this sweater, but I am just using a framework of a top-down raglan and putting in my own things, but I haven't like created the actual construction. So when somebody actually creates a new construction, I just think it's genius. So yeah, I find the whole shawl like so great, and I want to apply it to, you know, using it in my own design, like just to play with maybe doing cables along the side and some other stitch pattern. Like, those are my favorite kind of patterns, where you're really learning a whole new way of constructing something. So the pattern is obviously, because it's Joji Locatelli, very well written, and the chart is easy to follow. So yeah, completely recommend this pattern. This is something I know I'll be wearing in the summer. I think I would often wear it like this, just as a sort of a scarf, but I can see it with summer dresses, just for a really light layer, just draped over the shoulders like that. I think it's so pretty. Yeah, so the link to the pattern will be down in the description box. So I have added another pattern onto my hand knit and felted beret class. So now if you buy the course, which is on my website and linked in the description box below, you will get 2 patterns on there. The course itself follows the original beret, but this is basically the same pattern, just a variation. So if you can do one, you can do the other. And yeah, so I love the striped version. I tend to do them as I start to amass a lot of colors and little ends, and then I like to just use them up. But yeah, I have a thing for stripes, and I have a thing for coral. In fact, I'm like entirely in coral today. Even, let's see, even my socks, even my socks are coral. I don't know, it's like, to me, and my room is coral, my studio, yeah. It's just the warmest heart color. Anyways, I digress. Yeah, the striped version is just super cute. So I have kits available in my shop, and I've got a kit, I like that, kit and course package. And yeah, I don't have the striped kits yet on my website, but I'm so happy to make one up for you. I do a lot of like single skeins. I dyed all this yarn here. Yeah, you can see that I can't stop experimenting, which is why I end up with like a lot of basically the same color in different shades. So yeah, like if you wanted a coral or blues, I'm happy to put together a kit for you, and we can communicate via pictures. So yeah, there's my striped shawl, and I've done it in many different variations. Super fun and warm and cozy. And in case I haven't said it enough, once a knitwear is felted, it becomes super durable and thick and like almost wind and waterproof. So I hope you will consider taking my class. in my hat design world, I have just designed this hat, which it's I don't know the name yet. Actually, I was thinking Betty Bucket. So it's basically a bucket hat, except it's sort of a more elegant version of a bucket hat. Because to be honest, I don't really like the bucket hats, just regular old bucket hats. They're like, to me, a kid. They're very cute on children. No offense if you like bucket hats, but I do like that shape, but I wanted something a little more elegant. And the absolute, the gem of this hat is in the back. Yeah, I'm very, very excited about this. So yeah, for me, I've discovered that I do not like when something hits my neck as I lift my head, and I often have shawls on or a jacket, and like that interference back there drives me a little bonkers. So this is hence the design. Also, functionality is super important to me, so it's completely packable, and I love that it has this wider brim that's really good for the sun. I just love it. I love it, love it. And I hand dye all these fabrics, which is just, yeah, very time consuming. I'll show you some other colors. So here's a charcoal. Here's a kind of pinky purple violet. And then this one I have not yet sewn the bow on. It's like a beautiful Wedgwood blue, and I think I'm gonna do a dark green as well and a black. Yeah, very excited. So upcoming for spring. That's it for today. Thank you so much for spending a little time with me in my studio. If you happen to be in the Lunenburg area, come visit me anytime, or come take a trip to Lunenburg. It is really worth the visit. That's it. Goodbye. See you soon.